Welcome to another episode of Uber Ride to Riches. I'm your host, Dean the Wealth Coach. And on today's episode, I got three things that I want to talk about. Money is not your problem. You're the problem. Children are always learning. Why aren't you learning all day, every day? Fact check everything. Don't believe what you hear. Money is not your problem. You are. That may sound harsh, but in actuality, that's the truth. Your problem is you don't know what it is that you want to do. You're not doing it. There's so many factors. If you worked on yourself, the money will come. Now you may be coming on here for the first time. You're like, oh, I thought this guy's gonna talk about riches and wealth. You have to develop your mindset. You have to develop yourself before all that money comes. Because as fast as that money comes is as fast as it can go. And that's why these things are important to talk about. If you stick around long enough, you'll pick up something valuable. And if you do, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Is money really your problem, or is it you? It's a you problem. If you need money, there's many different ways that you can make money. But it's what you choose to do. The effort you put into it. If you put no effort into something, what's going to be your result? Zero. It's as easy as that. It's simple math. If you do the math behind anything, you'll be able to solve the problem. Math pretty much solves everything. And when I mean it solves everything, think of it like this. You need to make $100 by the end of the week. You don't have a job. You can search for cash jobs. If you search for enough jobs, say online, cash jobs, say you go through 100 ads for that whole week and Friday comes, and you get that one job that pays you $100. You know how that came about is because you kept searching and searching until you found something that was able to pay you $100. Same thing in sales. If your boss says you need to do 100 sales this week, you have 7 days to hit that. If you consistently reach out to people every day, you're guaranteed to make a few sales. A few sales is better than no sales. And the more you keep reaching out to people, the more likely it is you're going to reach that number of 100 sales. It's like the law of average. The more you do something, the more you're going to see a different outcome. Not all like a different outcome like each time, but I mean like every time you hear no, or if you hear 10 no's, you're bound to hear a yes after those 10 no's. Maybe not even after the 10, it could be after the first 100. But after you hear the no's so many times, you'll kind of see a pattern of what people are saying. And once you see that pattern of what people are saying, you'll be able to be like, oh, well, XYZ. And they're like, oh, okay. And then you get the sale. You get better because of all the repetition that you're doing. I heard something the other day on Instagram. I always hear these things. And this girl said, how many red cars did you see today? And the guy's like, I don't know, maybe a couple. I'm not sure. I didn't really look at it. She's like, okay. She's like, if I gave you $50 for every red car you've seen, how many do you think? And he's like, probably a lot because now I'm searching for it. And she's like, luck and opportunities come when you're searching for it. Not so much luck, but opportunities. If you search for those opportunities, they will come. So if right now you're at your lowest point in life, search for those opportunities, keep working on something, and those opportunities will come for you. Now, to segue into children, what children have to do with this and learning. Yesterday, my son, he said something to me. I can't remember what the word was, but when he said that to me, it just kind of like floored me. I was like, what did this guy just say to me? Like he used the word that I had, like he understood the context of the word. I'm really struggling to remember what it was. It was funny at the time because he was using the bathroom, and it was just so funny when he said it. Like, but I just wish I remembered the word. Anywho, the fact is he heard that word somewhere. He heard somebody use it in context, and now he started to use it. And it just like kind of just like hit me like a ton of bricks, where it's like, he's only 4 and he's consistently learning. At what age do we stop learning? That we say, oh, that's enough, I don't need to learn anymore. We can't. Life is it's a learning game. That's the game of life, learning. Because you just consistently have to be learning something new. Like nothing is gonna remain the same for you to say, oh, I learned this, I don't need to learn it again. Things change and evolve. So why are you not changing and evolving as well? That's just how life works. Don't stop yourself because you think you know enough. There's never enough to know. There's always going to be more information that you can learn. So keep education in the forefront for your growth. Next thing is, you watch my videos, you watch other people's videos, take everything with a grain of salt. Think everybody's lying to you and prove that they're actually not lying to you by fact checking, seeing if the information is real. I've been watching this guy on YouTube named Sam Ovens. Yo, this guy, he's changing everything that, like, the way I just look at everything now. Less is more, fact check. It's so crazy because he said something that just made a lot of sense. And I'm kind of going through it right now where somebody could be telling you something and they believe it so much, like they're convinced so convinced that what they're saying is true that they believe it's to be true. Like if you hook them up to a lie detector test, it would show that they're telling the truth because that's what they believe. If somebody believes, like, you can't take their truth for your truth. You have to go and source the answers for yourself to make sure that you believe it's true. Like somebody that says, I know this is a shitty example, but the sky is falling. And if they did all their research to see why the sky is falling and tell you the sky is falling, and they have the conviction like, yo, I'm being dead serious. Like that's just them believing in what they believe. And you need to figure out what your beliefs are and what you feel is real from what's not real. So always take what people say to you with a grain of salt. Even what I'm saying, take it with a grain of salt. Go look it up, try it out, see if these things work. Test these things, become a scientist before accepting any truth. That's what scientists do. They say, oh, let's try this out. Let's see if this is real. Let's, that's all what being a scientist is. Testing things out and seeing what works from what doesn't work. Experiment. That's the word I was looking for. Experiment. Do a test. Say, okay, I did it 100 times and this is the results I got. I did this 1,000 hours and this is the results I got. Once you have that down on paper or in your brain, then you can make your decision whether you believe it or not to be true. So those are the 3 things that I want to leave you with today. And if you like episodes like this, I've linked another video up above for you to watch next, which is learning how to say no to people and focus. Focus will set you free. Why does that sound folk shit? Focus will set you free. Along with structure comes freedom.